Hey guys, Mike Toy, Bonsai Boise. So I picked up this Eugenia tree, hopefully I said that right, for about $15, maybe a month ago or so at a nursery. And I had never heard of one before, never really seen one. Did a little research and turns out they're fairly common. People do them as bonsais. So I've been staring at it, trying to figure out what to do with it. I think I've come to a conclusion. I think what I'm going to do here, I'm still not 100% decided. It's going to be a game time decision. But I think what I'm going to do, first I'm going to get rid of this thing that's growing this way. And then I'm going to do a trunk chop either here or here. And then let either this or this be the new leader. Probably this. And so that'll help with future taper. Because you got this big, or this little skinny branch here going into this big, thicker branch, and so it'll create that taper that we try to achieve. The problem, this is what has stumped me all this time, is that there's no leaves. It's kind of like a bush or a hedge, probably because they did hedge pruning on it at the nursery for so long. So there's no leaves on the interior. So when I severely reduce the foliage and bring it down, there's going to be these long, leggy branches. But I think I'm just going to have to live with it. There's no way around it. And I'm just going to have to hope that it backbuds, which I think it will. It looks like the type that would, yet I don't really see any backbudding in there. Yeah, got me a little bit stumped. So anyway, we'll figure it out as we go, I guess. I'm going to take it out of this pot that it came in, put it in new soil. I'm not going to prune the roots at all. If anything, maybe just like the very tips of it, just to kind of stimulate new growth, depending on how it looks. But for the most part, I'm going to leave the roots intact and just repot it into new bonsai soil. This looks kind of old and nasty, so I just want to give it a good bath, clean it off, put it in some new soil, put it back in the same pot, trim it way down, do the trunk chop. I'm going to save the cuttings. That's what this is for. So I'm going to try to root some cuttings out of it just to see if it works. I have no idea how well these things root. And then, yeah, we'll just begin that journey of a bonsai with this guy. So follow me. Let's start hacking away at it and get to work. Okay, so here we are. I'm just going to start. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this guy since it comes back in and sort of blocks the view. So we're just going to get rid of that. Got my little jar down there for cuttings. Yeah, and I've been sort of torn on which one to use for a leader. Got some great lower branches, so I may not get too drastic right off the bat. I'm thinking. I might just go with this for the leader for now. And then, like, you know, the plan was to trim these back to 2 or 3 sets of leaves on each of the lower branches, and then just hope that it backbuds. And if it backbuds, then I can choose to reduce further or not. So I think that's what we're going to do. So, which one did I point out? This one, right? I lost track of it already. Yeah, I think so. So let me take out this one on this side since it's kind of there. Make the big old chop. Let's see how I want to go about this. Go right there. Ready, set, go. Hardly noticeable. So I will stick this in my little jar if they'll even fit. I'm actually going to reduce some of these lower branches off of there so it will fit in the jar. There. And then I'll mess with it afterwards. Yeah, I really don't have any experience with this at all. I watched a few videos. It seemed like the videos that I watched on these, they were kind of doing the same thing that I'm doing now. They picked one up in a nursery and just sort of beginning the process. So yeah, so we're going to use this as the leader. So let's trim the rest of these down. So with this being the leader, I'm just going to reduce all these branches. And I'm just going to go at this the standard traditional way, where there's 3 branches growing out of one spot. I'm going to reduce it down to 2. So I'll take out the middle one in that case. And then I'll take this down to just a few sets of leaves. Like so. So this one divides into 2 already, which is good. And then subdivides again right there, which is good. So we'll do that. Take this down to, I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, but I'll try to get it so that I'll try to cut above where the leaf is going outward in the direction that I want it to go. Over here, we've got 3 branches growing out of one spot. So we'll take out the middle one. If nothing else, I'll just take the tips off. Because the name of the game, my hope and goal here is that it backbuds. That's what I want these to do. So here we've got 4 branches growing out of one spot. Definitely don't want that. I'm going to take out the 2 inside that are growing inward. And reduce the rest of it down. Here it's close. It's kind of like 3 branches growing out of one spot. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take this one out. Actually, no, we'll take this one out. Last second change. There. It's not exactly subdividing into 2, but it's pretty close. This I may just lose altogether. I don't know. So with this being the leader up here, do we really need this? You know, I'm not going to overcomplicate this. I'm just going to take the rest of them down to just two branches instead of 3. This one actually looks like 5. So yeah, we'll get rid of that one. And then take it down to two or 3 sets of leaves. I may even do a little wiring on here. So here we've got this branch going up and back in, so we're going to lose that altogether. Otherwise it subdivides into 2. This one does not subdivide again, so we'll just take it back to 2 or 3 sets of leaves. Here it does branch out 3 or 4 different ways. 5. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Yeah. I'm going to lose the one going straight up. And the other one going straight up. Yeah, I'm trying to stop myself from getting too picky for now because this one for sure has a long way to go. Yeah, so I'll get rid of that altogether actually. I didn't see that one down there. Just like that. Yeah, this one has a long way to go and it's, you know, the hope is that it's gonna back bud. So I don't like how this one's just kind of at a goofy place and it's just going straight, whereas the rest of them have some curvature. It's like a 90-degree angle. I don't like that, so I'm just gonna get rid of that right at the base. It's gonna look long and scraggly for a while, I think. For a while. So I know I'm kind of going all out of order here, but if you've ever watched my videos, you'd know that that's sort of what I do. I always go into it with this awesome plan. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that. And then I get in there and I'm like, I'm gonna do it different. Right, this one here, get rid of this guy, going. So this one here, a little bit of a conflict. So subdivides from 1 to 2, and then real close 2 to 2 more. That one being a lower branch and wanting some back budding. I think I will allow it sustained, but I will take it back to 2 or 3 sets of leaves. Sustained or overruled, I forget which one it is. I would make a terrible judge. It does have another branch coming off. Great. But I don't like how it goes straight up like that. So I will have to do some wiring here for sure. Yeah, that's bugging me. That's bugging me a lot. I have changed my mind again. It's bugging me too much. All right, so in here, get rid of this center branch. Take the rest of these down to a couple sets of leaves. And this guy. By the way, I should point out, I believe this will end up being the front, somewhere around here, since this one is the leader. So trying to keep that in mind. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of branches coming out of one spot over here. I'm really hacking away at this guy. He'll thank me later when he's a beautiful bonsai tree. Yeah, I don't know anything about these. I don't know the growing habits. I don't know if they die back easy. I just have no idea. So we're gonna learn together on this. Got to make some decisions on this guy. He's not the leader. He's the second in charge, though. He's a second leader. And you can see the problem. 1 divides into 3, and so on. See if that's the front. So I think what I'll do is I'll get rid of this guy here. Now it subdivides into 2 instead of 3. So my decision process on that is to just look at where it's growing versus where I want it to grow, and then I make cuts based on that. That one I really can't decide up there. So as to not overcomplicate it, first I'm going to take that down. Yeah. Yep. I'm happy with that decision. making some progress. Some of these I just don't like the way they're going at all. I don't know if I'll wire it tonight or if I'll stare at it for a while before I wire it, but it will definitely need to be wired. So now we've come to, did I get the rest? I think, yeah, I got it all. So now we've come to the leader and how to decide what to cut there. Let's look at it. I think we'll get rid of this. There. And that one I can live with, I think. Or can I? I'm being really indecisive tonight. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Why would I? It doesn't fit the program. And while I'm at it, take the tips off of these, like so. Yeah, so there it is. So severely reduced. Still debating on some of these, like this one here, whether to wire it or just lose it. I may just lose it. It's just kind of an extra one in the wrong spot. Let's try and picture it. Try and picture it without this for a minute. I think it looks better without it. That's without it. That's with it. Without it. Off it goes. The one thing that's goofy about this tree is how some of them, if you do cut the middle branch, I didn't in some cases, but if you do, look how just drastic that subdivision is. I mean, that's like almost a T. So, okay, so that's it for the pruning. Let's go ahead and get this guy rinsed off out of this soil, and then I'm actually just going to clip the top part of this pot off, just that top lip, so that it kind of hides down in this a little bit more. Kind of looks weird like that. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get it out of here and get the soil rinsed off. I'll be right back. Okay, so there it is. So those roots made a liar out of me. That was the ugliest, most complicated mess of roots I've seen maybe ever, definitely in a long time. Hopefully you were able to see that okay. It was like, there was kind of two tap roots almost, one going straight down and then the other one wrapping around, kind of swirling and then down and then swirling. And of course, the big ugly roots that you want to get rid of are the ones where all the live feeder roots are attached to. So it's like, ugh. I trimmed a little bit of roots off, not many. I just sort of lived, as you saw, I just sort of lived with it and put it back in, and because, you know, it's fall and you don't want to go trimming roots in fall. So, so yeah, that was kind of the idea there. I just wanted it to fit it back in there. So I just took a little bit of the roots off and grinned and bared it. What do you call it? Grin and bear it. Stuffed it back in there, and I'll attack the roots another time in the spring. Probably not this spring, but next. So I'm actually going to hold off even on wiring it for now. I just want to make sure it doesn't die, because, you know, I hacked away a lot of foliage and I hacked away some roots. I don't think I hacked off enough to kill it, but you never know. So I'll make sure it lives first, recover a little bit, and then maybe in a month or two, I'll wire up a couple of these branches. And even that, I won't wire them too crazy. I'll just sort of like give them a little bit of character, like so. So this is my ugly duckling Eugenia tree for now. Hopefully it will grow to be a beautiful swan. We just want it to back bud in here. We want it to live. And then come spring, we'll sort out the roots. So I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. You can see updates on this one and a lot of the others that I do. I'm going to be posting a lot of updates here in the next month or so. I've been a little bit slacking on that, so I'm going to try to get caught up and do some updates. So anyways, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your night.